2013 saw the semblance of Miss Marvel, aka Kamala Khan. A Pakistani American who got introduced into the Marvel Universe and gained intense popularity and critical acclaim. She even caught the eye of persons like Michelle Obama and the Muslim community. Miss Marvel is set to debut in the MCU with her own Disney Plus show getting released in 2021. So I thought it would be best if you knew a little more about this character and just what she means for the MCU. This is Movie King here with another incredible video centered on the Marvel Universe. So be sure to subscribe if you want to keep up with all our weekly content. The Inhumans. Now, the first thing you should know about Miss Marvel, other than the fact that she's Muslim, is the fact that she is an Inhuman. Now, not a lot of people are familiar with this term, and those who are do not have a lot of love for the Netflix Inhuman series. But to understand Kamala Khan and how she got her powers, you have to understand just who and what an Inhuman is. If you've watched our Eternals video, I explicitly explained how the Celestials are a group of godlike alien engineers who came to Earth 1,000,000 years ago and experimented on the apes, and their experiment spawned 3 new subspecies: the Deviant, men with the potential to have powers, and the Eternals. But you see, the Celestials weren't the only ones to experiment on Earthlings. The Kree, an alien race of blue from the planet Hala, also did. Guys like Ronan, Yondu, and even Nebula, and the big bad bosses in the Captain Marvel movie were all Kree. The Kree were in a perpetual war with another race known as the Skrulls, and in order to better face the Skrulls, they looked for alternative ways to battle. In the early years of man, they decided to replicate the celestial experiments and experimented on humans, recognizing man's potential to develop powers. So, they experimented on men and they created the Inhumans. Humans who have powers similar to the X-Men, but something's different. The Kree abandoned the Inhumans because of a prophecy that pretends the Inhumans being the doom of the Kree Empire. The remaining Inhumans started to grow in numbers and gave birth to children with the Inhuman gene. Though the Inhuman gene is usually recessive, but when someone who has the latent Inhuman gene is exposed to the Terrigen mist, a mist gotten from the Terrigen crystals, which is mineral found in the moon, created by the Kree when they tried to replicate Primogen, a crystal that actually caused the evolution of the Kree. A human with the Inhuman DNA need only breathe in the Terrigen mist, which will result in 2 outcomes. They can either get sick or they'll undergo Terrigenesis, which is a metamorphosis that unlocks their latent powers. First, they get enclosed in a cocoon, and then the cocoon dissolves, and they come out with superpowers, and sometimes they get deformed in the process. It can get nasty. This is explained and shown best, in my opinion, in the Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV series seasons 2 through 4, which I recommend you go watch if you haven't yet. The Inhumans are another story, to be honest. They have their own monarchy and a city, the city of Acclaim, which is actually on the moon. So, if you want me to talk more about the Inhumans, let me know in the comments below. Now, back to Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel Comic Origins. Kamala Khan was born without powers in Jersey City to a Muslim home and background. She grew up, more or less, as an outcast who never really fit in and was constantly bullied and laughed at by her peers, as you would expect from teenagers. She found solace in video games and movies, and she idolized superheroes, with her favorite being Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel. She also found a sense of kinship with her best friend Bruno. Kamala's parents are what most would consider strict and conservative according to their religious beliefs. But Kamala has always been more of a rebel, and she disobeyed her parents one night and attended a party. That didn't really work out well for her because she got bullied and verbally abused by a jock in school who had a girlfriend named Zoe, who would later become Kamala's friend. Kamala leaves the party but encounters the Terrigen mist, which was released from a Terrigen explosion caused by Black Bolt, the silent Inhuman King. Kamala falls into Terrigenesis and is enclosed in a cocoon. Inside the cocoon, she sees a vision of Captain Marvel, Iron Man, and Captain America, all asking her what she wants. She replied by saying she wants to be like Captain Marvel. Kamala awakens from her trance and finds out that she looks exactly like Captain Marvel in her younger years, even up to the costume that she was wearing. Kamala realizes she has gained the ability to shapeshift and alter the size of a body. We'll talk about the specifics of her powers in a sec. For now, we have a newly empowered Kamala trying to understand how to use her powers and balancing with her life, and though she was initially resistant to being a superhero, she uses her power to save Zoe during the night from Terrigenesis, and she later saves her friend Bruno, who was being assaulted at gunpoint, and she gets shot in the process, but no fear, she has healing powers. Bruno later decides to help her with her costume, as Kamala decided to work on her act as a superhero, assuming Captain Marvel's former moniker, Miss Marvel. She teams up with Wolverine at one point to face the Inventor, a mutated duck with the brain of Thomas Edison. Wolverine starts to mentor her, and he was the first to realize that Kamala was an Inhuman. He even notifies the Inhuman Society, specifically Queen Medusa, who sent her a teleporting dog named Lockjaw, who becomes Kamala's trusted animal sidekick. Kamala eventually meets her idol Captain Marvel during the Secret Wars saga. There, she plays a vital role, even though the Secret Wars led to an end of the multiverse as we knew it, but things get restored and she went on to join teams like the Champions, teaming up with characters like Nova and Kid Cyclops. Powers. Now, I have to take a step back and explain how Kamala is able to shapeshift. You'll mostly see her alternating her size, like enlarging her arms and elongating her legs, like having elasticity powers similar to that of Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four. Miss Marvel is also able to shapeshift into other people and even grow up to giant size, which she calls embiggening, and shrink to minute size like Ant-Man. The way her powers work is that she borrows or disperses her cells from her past and future self through a vortex connected to a singularity that is outside of time and space, thereby using her cells from different aspects of herself across time to increase or reduce in size. That's basically the dumbed-down version of it. Any more words like that will make my brain hurt.
Violence! You're wrong! I'm not sick! I never was!
The Miss Marvel TV series. It's most likely that the Miss Marvel series starring Iman Vellani is going to be predicated on the comic origin and is going to involve her struggles as a Muslim girl trying to fit in and make something of herself while holding strong to her ethnicity and religious background. Miss Marvel is a character that a lot of people find relatable and particularly humorous. Kevin Feige has also confirmed that she'll be crossing over to the MCU movies after her debut in the series. And Brie Larson has requested Khan to make an appearance in the Captain Marvel sequel. Miss Marvel's connected to a lot of teams in the Marvel Universe, teams like the Young Avengers, the Champions, the Protectors, Secret Warriors, and a couple others. So, her coming to the MCU sets a ground for a lot of new faces in the MCU. Miss Marvel is going to be fun to watch and an exciting addition to the franchise. So it's definitely going to be an exciting adventure in Kamala Khan's world. Well guys, that's all for this video. Be sure to subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment in the section below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.